Welcome back to the DreamHack PUBG Showdown. It's nearly time for round 6, our last round of the night. And my word, we kept you waiting, and we're sorry about that, but we're not sorry about the fact that it was well worth that wait. Now, I am surprised, guys, because I was expecting we're coming to NA. We know that they tend to rotate a little bit slower, wait until that third circle before they get aggressive, and yet the frags just kept coming from the beginning, really.
Yeah, I mean, you saw this rotation, also the pressure on the later circles, everybody coming in from the western side, and there's mostly the North American teams just clashing together. So I don't know if they're like, they just like being on the western side of the hemisphere, but also coming in from western circles.
Yeah, actually, I, during the break, went out to the North American support contingent out there, and they were like, why aren't you picking North Americans? I said, you know, it's because all we're getting is North American violence. Literally, that last game, Totality's fighting Optic, who's taking shots at tempo, non-stop. These teams just keep crashing into each other. I don't know if we're training the same way or rotating from the same side because we think it's better in the West, but that said, it's not quite working for us. So I need to see some of these NA teams switch it up a little bit, maybe think outside the box and catch our European teams off guard, get back to the top of the roster.
Statistically, though, there are more of them, so they're more likely to come across each other.
Yeah, but they worked hard to get here. And I remember a lot of them are tired. They came to the BYOC this morning. I do want to give a big shout out to those teams. It's been a very long day for them, pushing on, I think, just past 10 or 11 o'clock. They started at 9 this morning. So these guys are absolute grinders and heroes because they're still appearing in the top half of the bracket.
Yeah, we see a lot of these teams are in the top half of the bracket. It's beautiful. Fantastic play by them.
Great minds are thinking alike, Avenger, because I was just about to say, let's take a look at the top half of the bracket. Let's take a look at the total standing so far. So there we have it. Envious at the top, followed by Team Liquid, Optic, and FaZe.
Optic without a chicken dinner in third. That's insane consistency.
And that's it, consistency. Optic got into this through the BYOC by playing consistently, making sure that they do things safely and rack up the kills. And in third place, I think that's a really great spot to be, is they've, you know, can rest tonight after this game, maybe come back to tomorrow's 6 and just be ready to really go full core.
The question is, do you think they can actually stomach it right to the end and get a chicken dinner? Because even FaZe were just saying in that break, they thought that they had it, that Optic had it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a little bit gutting. I don't know, I haven't played on the pro scene, so when you're in that situation, when you literally are 4v2 and sort of have it ripped out of your hands, how hard is it to bounce back from that?
I mean, I talked to Exetti, and he said, I was playing like we already lost, so I just tried to get some kills.
Well, let's see what people at home are thinking, because it's your last opportunity of the night to vote for who you think is going to take the final round, at least for today anyway. So, of course, check out the names on screen, use the hashtag to vote in the chat. Now, there is a team who haven't really brought much to us so far. I feel like they went out a bit ambitiously, and since then we haven't really seen them make an impact, and that team, of course, is Ruski.
I'm Richard, Mad Ruski, and I'm the captain of Team Ruski. I got my start in PUBG a year ago streaming, and a month ago I got the opportunity to build a team for DreamHack. It was me and Nop Nop as the core 2 players, and we qualified for DreamHack, and now we're here. We're going for top 1.
My name is Justin, nicknamed Nop Nop, and I play for Team Ruski. My role would be everything: fragger, support, co-caller, whatever we need. I've played for Ruski's team for probably about 2 weeks now, just subbing in and out. I just started playing with them for DreamHack, and we called. I've been in the PUBG scene for roughly about like 7 months. I'm a fairly new player. I came from other competitive FPS games, but I found my way to the top pretty quick. My role on the team is just bringing in them kills.
I would say our biggest strength is that we're kind of unknown, so we're overlooked, and we're kind of like a wild card. We're unpredictable, so people aren't really going to expect what we're going to do.
The Ruskies, if we get a knock on FaZe or Liquid, we're pushing right away because we need to wipe those teams to win this tournament. I would say we're both an aggressive and defensive team because when needed, we will crash that compound. We'll take that property that we need if we need to.
There's a possibility for some tricks and other strategies that people are not going to be expecting, but we're not going to share that.
I definitely think we will win this tournament.
I think it's safe to say that Ruski, and particularly Mad Ruski, their captain, are really, really keen to show what they can do for this. They've already qualified for PGI, and they want to prove themselves on the first LAN that they've played together as a unit. They swapped out Shadow for Sharky. Was that a mistake?
I'm not sure. I think Sharky is a fantastic player, also being one of the new FlyQuest guys, so he's an amazing fragger. But I mean, they say they're unpredictable. Right now, I feel they're too unpredictable. They're not even sure what they're doing themselves because they're at the bottom of the board. They qualified for this event. They won Curse, qualified for PGI. I don't really see that right now.
They've been together for about 4 weeks. Like, let's not mince words. It's not enough time to really get a team up and running. So there's a lot of pressure there. Here's my issue with the team right now. They feel like they're all over the place. They got pushed out of Pachinki right out of the gate, and that sort of set them backwards. I think they're on the back foot. I think Madruski feels a lot of pressure to sort of lead this team to victory. So the first step, I think, for them is I need Madruski to sort of step back and say, you know what? At the end of the day, this is a game. No one expects us to change the world. Let's play our game, and let's have a good time doing it. And I think that they can do that by changing it up, going to maybe some unexpected drops. Like if we go to the map right now and take a quick look at it, you're gonna see, so this is where they wanna be. They like Pachinki, they like Ruins, they like Watertown because you're guaranteed the first circle. It's a good spot to loot up and not have to force a rotation out of. What I'd like to see them try is move their drops a little bit. Somewhere that they know no one else is. Zarki, Kameshki spread has been wide open lately. We've actually seen some decent stuff here about Ferry Pier North, where they're not gonna get early conflict. They can group up and they can rotate easily. They can let Shark get the kills he needs to get, and really let someone like I love Nop Nop. His attitude about being here is just happy. He's excited to be doing this thing. I want all of them to sort of embrace that and just focus on being positive and playing for the late game.
Avenger, do you think that Rusky can bring it back?
I hope so. I mean, these guys, they're going to PGI, and the recent online performance has just been amazing. I really want to see that at Atlanta as well. So I hope so for these guys.
But is it enough for Rusky to make your prediction for round 6's chicken dinner winner?
No. I'd say Optic is going to finish this one with a win.
That's not fair. I was going to pick Optic.
So was I.
Sorry.
All right, you know what? Let's do a triple Optic.
Okay, we're going to triple Optic it.
So I'm going to say it, and then you're going to curse it, and then you're going to bring it back.
Hey, my last one was a win. So I think Optic was that close. I think that they have the lineup now with Valiant added to it to really take the leadership, the extra aggression, and take this thing home.
Gentlemen, can I also just flag up the fact that I was the first person to see the potential in Optic today. And I did say that I thought they were going to get chicken dinner earlier. So I feel like you two are copying me. But why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you copy this? Let's have a look and see what chat were thinking. Here we go. Now, nice. FaZe, surprisingly, 8%, despite the incredible motorbike skills of Mexi. Liquid, 15%. Rusky, after that video, 28%. And Space Station, 24%. I'm kind of surprised by that.
I feel like every time we do these portraits, the votes go up on the team because, oh, the new exciting team, and we see these guys here. Oh, I want to vote for them.
Yeah, I'm guessing Space Station is a West Coast North American team.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we're loving the NA teams here. We really are. I've had a couple of tweets from people being like, y'all are in Texas. Give some love to the NA team. So I'm giving love to you, NA teams. Now I want to give some love to our casters, Pansy, and of course, The Sims. Are you feeling the love in this and The Sims.
Hi, Frankie. I'm still here, love.
I'm not really here. Let's face it. It's nearly midnight.
It's getting late.
Gone. I'm gone.
Really? Yeah. It is very late in the evening.
There's no more sun outside, Toffees.
Time flies when you're fragging noobs, am I right?
Pretty much. Can you please give us some predictions this time, guys? There's no ducking out of it. It's the last round of the night. Come on, give it to me.
Well, I did say FaZe last time, so I kind of want to go with you guys on Optic. I think it's a good shout. I think they're fired up. Their positioning in the last circle was just as good as FaZe's was, so I think they're showing a good game. But I think this is just anyone's game now. I don't think it's going to be an EU team because they're just hella tired. I think, honestly, NA is just coming alive right now.
I think the floodgates are open. I think FaZe have had the taste of victory, and they'll just kind of rock and roll through it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good shout.
And the Sims.
Just go with Sims. Come
rock and roll it. Rock and roll it, guys.
God knows what's happening to her on the desk. Can someone help her out?
I mean, I think the jet lag's taking effect on the desk, let alone in here, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. We're just about holding on. I mean, but we've seen probably some of the best games of PUBG that we've been given in ever. I think this has just kind of set the standard.
If there ever time to get your adrenaline going, what a time. FaZe, 2 versus 4 scenario. Mexi does one on the bike, on a pinhead. All 4 members of Optic look toward the bike.
That?
It becomes the bait. Who's the second player remaining on FaZe at the end? I want to say Hextetic because he's kind of like your clutch master, to be fair. He steps up, knocks one. We see a second one fall as all of a sudden Mexi then springs into action. And then it comes to a point, for me, I'd be thinking, boys, we've just gone from a 4 versus 2 into a 2 versus 2. It's kind of at that moment where you just think, we're bottling it. The pressure's too much, you're bottling it, the smokes went down, the frags went out. FaZe Clan coming in from initially getting pushed at the start by Nova. Yeah, you've got to remember, these guys didn't have a banging start. They were pushed out of their hometown. Nova went in, which, to be fair, in North America, Nova do like to loot over Milder side. It's not exactly a hot drop. It's them kind of testing the waters, so to speak, so they didn't have a great start. They made it all the way to the end, like FaZe does every bloody time. They're so damn good at it. It doesn't matter where they're coming from, what route they have to take. FaZe's specialty is survival and making it to the circle with precision time and time again.
All right, it's the last chance to dance. It's the last game of the evening. Let's get into this one. Plane is en route. Who knows who's walking away with this victory? So many contenders towards that top spot. Tomorrow is going to be something else.
Here we go then. We'll get the map up and show you how this plane route is going to be looking. So we start off in the northwest. We go diagonally split across Erangel, and we're going to be heading just over to Nova. So most of the map opened up pretty damn well. Yasnaya, bit of a drive up there, bit of a long drop as well for usual suspects, which will be Liquid. The harder drops, you're going to be looking towards Lipovka, somewhere around Mansion, maybe Stalba Kameshki if Envious want to do the usual, split up that neck of the woods. We'll see how things move down towards Milta Power, as it would be saying. Milta Power, that kind of area, mini Milta. How many teams decide to actually go for that drop before? Eyes on the prize for me. I've got to say, I'm really disappointed in them, but I have so much trust and faith. Vitality. I need to see something from the French gods. If they kind of want to go in tomorrow with at least a chance of winning it and the confidence of winning it, you know, Toffee said it on the desk, Steve said it perfectly, they get down on them themselves.
Yeah.
They have to have some points to back it up tomorrow. At least go in there with a top 10 finish at least.
Yep.
Might be able to give them that boost they need.
Well, this time around, FaZe actually not going to be tested too much off the start. They do have the southeast side to themselves to a degree. Of course, Vitality aren't far, but Nova this time going to go towards Nova. So they're fine there. Obviously watching FaZe drop down, not too surprising. Really, thus far, it's kind of as is. There's not too much to be written, writing home about. A little bit of a challenge towards Kingwin, but Envy will probably maybe split a little further south here. If I was them, I would not be sticking around.
Yeah, Envious, they can't do the usual scenario where sometimes they like to, I mean, depends. I was just about to say, if the plane kind of goes towards the east coast, but it's actually the circle that does this time round, so smack bang in the middle, you have Mansion, you have Yasnaya to the north, just down below, you're going to have Prison's going to be in their farmland, so to speak, but Envious, they will be touching Kingwin just a little bit at the top. That's because Tempo Storm, they'll be doing their usual loot, which is through the west coast, so all the way down the coastline, all the little houses here, there, and everywhere. So they're kind of pinched up in that corner. Be interesting to see. Now, we've got 4 teams. Do we actually have someone down in Lipovka? Excuse me, Primos. No, we don't.
No.
So 4 teams on west coast. Will they catch each other on the rotation?
It's going to be tricky. For me, it's how well this plays towards the Knights, FaZe, and Liquid, obviously. In this position currently, they get pretty much play of the land here. Liquid do take the north side of the circle to begin with. No one else goes Kameshki, really, so they know that. They've been keeping tabs on it. No, they haven't seen anyone else drop towards it, so they can keep that in mind. And, well, we know exactly what can happen towards the forest, towards the north of Mansion. That gets rife with players, but especially towards Shelter and such and so on. Late game, you're kind of looking at that as a real potential spot.
So for me, you look at East, you've got a little bit of water there, about 10%. Down on the south side, you got about 5% water. So if you were a betting man, you'd kind of say it would either want to at least go central or maybe even play towards the Yasnaya side. So Optic, I think they're happy. Continue looting, do your stuff, lads. Do whatever you want, crack on. Liquid, same. You got time to play. You've gone and got your vehicles. They always do it. They'll just go off, grab the utility, park back up. No one bothers them. No one pestered them because it's still Liquid. If you want a challenge, they'll bang you out. Simple as that. Let's not mess around here. They will take a fight and they will happily accept it. The bigger fights are going to come through. Maybe you might get a couple of northern rotations. Obviously, you do have Dignitas that will be lurking when that initial circle comes down. They'll probably come through the mountains, maybe take the Yasnaya Bridge, potentially. Maybe even the Rozhok Bridge. Just as a side note, as previous, Optic, they've got themselves a drop, the first initial drop of the game.
Lovely. What do they get from that? I'm not sure if they've picked it up yet or if it's actually hit the ground. It's probably en route, I can imagine. as they are going to head towards it. They know that they have this area pretty much as their own. Very unlikely someone's going to be too close by. Yeah, indeed, not made to the ground yet, but I'm wondering what they're going to get out of this one.
Interesting maneuver here from Valiant. He's going to extend.
Is he an early rotate, do you think?
Yeah, he's going to go get stuck in, maybe get a decent compound. There's a couple of where he's going is a really tasty compound. If he goes to that garage right in front of him, you can play off the back of the 2 stack. Give me an arm. Give me an arm.
Grows is still nice. Still very nice. And a ghillie. Look at the Groza these days. It's kind of the one gun in the drop that's a full auto sort of, rifle that hasn't been hit too badly. Obviously, the others being 5.5. Took a bit of a nosedive. Fire rate still really good, but Groza, just with a 7.6 these days, very powerful. So Hetra should be able to get that one. Curious how they split up the armor, the helmet. If they do, a lot of teams now doing that. They'll give the player who's more likely to go for certain things. So a sniper will get the helmet, the AR player, the player who's going to get close range ideally, or an SMG will get the body armor. So you split it up between your players. And Optic have so much real estate. Depending on where they go, I think they can obviously try and push towards Valiant here, maybe put a couple of players. But he can just kind of keep control of the areas.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's now options to where teams are working. They're getting their own meta, they're getting their own ideas. Like the 3-3 that comes in the crib, the helmet and the vest now, the helmet's OP. It's as simple as that. It's 55% damage reduction. You see teams going one or two ways. You either just fully load your sniper, give him, your point man who's going to get the picks, allow him to poke, allow him to take a headshot, from an oncoming bullet if needed. Or you can just load up your scout, give him all the gear, send him off on his journey.
Yep.
Gives him the kind of the utility that he needs in order to take a fight. Optic, they've moved further afield than the compounder was speaking about. They're going to go dip diving in. Whereabouts are they going to be? They're going to be just lurking around Heavenside. No, they're not quite that far out yet. They'll just be outside of the fields of Yasnaya. So they'll be able to get eyes on Team Liquid if they come down. But initial rotations come through, and that's a knock. Check shooter hits the deck, bites the dust instantly. What a belting shot coming out of Zampa. Hangs back on the corner. Now all of a sudden Envious. They turn tail and flee the scene. Zampa will go and collect his reward.
That's really well played, and just awkward positioning for Envy trying to make their way through. You already had Venerated working his way towards the center of the circle. He's so far away from the others. Every scout, this is prime scouting time for them. Get the best positions possible. You are seeing a lot of teams going for the very central position. We theorized that, considering how the circles work, circle 4 is the big one to write home about. That's what you keep your eyes on, that you want to be looking towards the center, and it moves away from water ideally. So we'll see if that does come through. Secret currently having a look around Totality. Optic on the move. Now, Optic had boots on the ground very early on here, but Envy, there's no freedom in the area he's currently in. There's players around him here. Papaya down below.
You can hear from this POV directly as people do start to rotate. Smitty's all tanked up. Gets away with his life. 40% HP. He's just going to do one, maybe part around the back, maybe even go meet Papaya, to be honest, because he is inside those bunkers. Papaya's literally just creeping here.
Lurking in the depths.
I mean, you can say what you like about green guns. A Scar's still fully automatic, up close and personal, taking an enemy by surprise. It's going to slap them all around.
Now, you can see the greedier teams who really just kind of eye up how much room they can get on the map. And I can't help but say it again, Optic's positioning is great. Liquid are actually under fire here. If he's in trouble, he could be caught up if he's in the wrong position. Scream's backed from this, he's not sticking around. If he might be on his own for a little bit here and he's got 2-3 players coming his way, that could be a potential problem. Hypok's got the same problem as well. He's got Knights looking his way, Rusky looking his way, Secret not far off either. So a lot of these teams trying to get what they can. Ibby's got a decent spot around him, but yeah, it's time to bounce. There's no way you're winning a clean fight there. Just back away, get to your team, and look for another position. He's going to head back up north towards Liquid, but Optic have held their ground, basically. Put their foot down, said, no, this is ours, and oh, no. Oh, no.
Nope, no. Runs inside GL over. Feels bad, man, but he's inside the big warehouse, so it's happy days. Liquid, I'm gobsmacked. I'm stunned they've been able to take Heaven. Like, no one's there. How that's available is completely beyond me. And if you don't know what Heaven is, it's essentially an elevated
backflip
ground. It's insane. Like,
it's where everyone did the flip on a bike for a while.
Get up top, yeah.
Yep.
It's an elevated line of sight. You got a couple of little compounds on top of a little mini hill. Kind of reminds you of a castle with a moat. Not many people can breach it. Apart from the back, there is a really, really good angle. Like, you can. That's another person out of a car.
Oof.
2 kills out of a vehicle. Wait, Okay, so that was a knock and, yeah, all right.
Knock and kill.
Yeah. So it was actually Seeker who knocked him and Ruski who finished him, I believe. No, it wasn't, because he actually came from Ruski. Totality who finished him.
Yeah, Totality got the finish off. And a lot of the teams fighting for the areas I was discussing, that around the shelter, towards maybe Mansion, later on, Liquid over there, Knights over there. You've got 3, 4, 5 teams sitting around that shelter area, the crossroads. Every compound now has players. I like this compound. It's hard to get out of, but they have the cars, so it's not the end of the world. You've got some really nice positions to peek out of on top of the balcony ledge, so you can have a look at that. And all these players trying to find the room in here now. We're seeing the rotations from the outskirts, the real extremities being a lot of the factor here, coming around, working their way forward.
Kaden on rotation. He's well and truly under fire. Look at that laser show right now. All the bullets coming his way. That vehicle must be tanked up. Unfortunately, there will be no respite. SSG's directly in front of him. I mean, he's going to approach this fight with a very banged vehicle, 60% HP. Remember, it's only one full clip from an AKM, 30 bullets, 7.62 will destroy a vehicle, and when you're half HP, it's not good. Venerated's in front of him. They've got some kind of location. FaZe, again, they're running in the houses between prison and on the prison side of the rocks. They do have control here of the bunker area. It's a nice little defilade to play off of. You can do it 2 ways. You can play it below, you can play it up top. Personally, I prefer it up top for the simple fact that you have an escape route. Liquid locking it down. Knights are slowly creeping over to the Mansion side. Everyone else just taking a nice walk in here. Tempo Storm. Zampa hanging back, just being the overlook, being the scout. Happy days for him. 4 vehicles, 4 individual players alive. Be nice to see what kind of gear they get. I'm not a big fan of where they loot. I don't like the Westlands. I find it personally a little bit too scrappy, but then again, it is a wide area and you can drop 4 wide players. You're not just going for a town, you're going for a whole entire coastline, so to speak. Still envious, man. They don't get no rest whatsoever.
Well, they're very late to this, or a lot of the players were quite late to this. They had one early man coming over, and then the rest have just tried to, work their way through. But still, everyone's kind of got the compounds they wanted, or at least, close enough to. There's still to be a couple of teams just, I guess, gesturing towards each other, a couple of pot shots here and there, trying to catch Envy on the rotate more than anything. They're the kind of prime target right now. They don't have much rest at all. However, everyone beyond that is kind of set in where they want to be. You've got Knights doing a very fast split, actually, maybe splitting the circle, and this is what I mean by that circle. I theorized that the likes of Mansion would be very, very fought for, and such and so on, and that's the case. Liquid very quickly on the rotate here. I think they're reading that circle now. Yeah,
they want to get out of it, make sure they're not on the back foot from the blue, or from anybody in front of them, to be honest. James will drive off. You can see the bullets hitting the deck right in front of him. Samty's opted to go a different way. It's the Knights, though, took them in. It's the compound on the back. It's the garage side of the Mansion, so they'll have quite a lot of viewership being able to look outside the windows. Again, it's elevated up in the air, so they'll be able to get a long distance on it. Voxic with the 4 times on the M4. And say what you like, but still, with the 4 times, happy days. He's got the DMR in the back pocket in the form of the Mini. Liquid, though, they're going to take the defilade area now. These places, there is a positive there. Ooh, will Larson get away with his life on this one, because that hammer's coming down hard.
That's a great tag. Larson is lucky to be alive here. You can see the... Oh my God! That was so...
Oh my God!
Well, that's one way to take the wrong route. None of these defilades or dips or prime positions are going to be up for grabs. You know that. You're risking it. And, well, that risk does not pay off well at all.
I've never seen a vehicle lose all 4 tires in midair. What the hell?
Oh, you might see it again. That's on fire. Oh my God, these rotations are brutal. This is just mayhem right now.
Now we're chasing the chicken dinner, but Kingwin, unfortunately, will be roasted. Second vehicle, second kill coming through. Optic, they're inside. Ruski's Totality playing the back foot. They're going to play the extremities, maybe circle creep on this one. Wildcard, they've also got a compound themselves. Miraku and Gaxi meeting up here just outside of the Mansion area. They've got to be careful because on the opposing side, the Knights are in there. But the Knights have now just got company on the little house in front of them. Wildcard Gaming, they have turned up. Liquid, they've got the compound behind. It's such a play for houses at the moment, and this is where the next circle really forces everyone around. I'm intrigued. I still think it's going to head towards the north, or at least head towards the west. Keep moving away from that water, keep moving upwards.
Yep.
The drop will come in, but that's just going to be a big bag of bait, to be honest.
That is just death, isn't it?
It really
you
is.
Look at that, you're like, no.
What's it in, though? It's not the greatest. I mean, it's got the 3-3 and the... he can be the ghillie boy, but the AUG, it's not the AWM, that's for sure, or the M24 you'd be hoping. Get some distance, get some range, get a scope. But Texas is laughing. Well.
Tooted up, got a Vector, he's got the AK. I mean, he's got good weaponry. I don't know what he's going to get out of this. I wonder if he takes it even.
I'd take it over the Vector, personally.
I don't know how... That's got an extended mag on it. It's got the suppressor on it. He is going to switch up on that. So that is going to be picked up for now. Off he goes. So the Bush Wookiee returns to his people. And still 16 teams alive, of course.
Bit more of a passive scenario here, as the circle's been very kind. We're keeping quite a lot of land in play. You see a lot of teams dying early when there's quite a lot of water just because it's a land grab. Most of the kills you've already seen, I think we've seen 3, I believe, maybe 4, obviously out of vehicles. So far, 2 vehicles blown up. Initial player from Team Envy has been knocked and killed straight away. Just the rotations being the death bringer. Tempo having a whack on the opposing side. They've got the line of sight again because they have taken Heaven. I'd personally like them to move a bit more forward if they move to that next compound. I think Zampa's maybe getting the info, but if they move to the next compound, they'll have more line of sight.
I'm surprised that Liquid actually moved away from the compound they're in before. I actually don't mind Heaven going forward. I don't know if they've downgraded. It obviously depends on the circle coming into the next one. They could get punished for this move. That at the moment, Ivy's kind of isolated as well. It's not like a big deal, but you can see that being a problem down the line. Dignitas going to go for the eastern side of things. Let's look around as where Optic is as well. They're sticking towards the western side slightly. They've got good ground to be sat in, and here comes a circle. So this is going to be very important to these players.
Liquid have done the usual.
It's gone south. So here we go, the south side maneuver. Probably why Liquid moved a little, maybe. They felt that it gives them a bit more potential to go north or south, or kind of sit in the middle of it, essentially, so you can go one to the other. But this is a quick move. Everyone's got in their cars and they're going. This is not going to be sitting around and waiting at all. The south is back in place. There's a lot of room now available towards the south side, because you know the next circle hits on land. This is so scary just to think that FaZe can just sit here and drill people as they go flying by, and everyone's panicking. Everyone's going down south. Venerade, he falls victim. He can go for the, literally, they'll all just go for the vehicle. He's all tanked up. There it is, explosion. Another player from Envy as he falls. Look at the kill feed. There's blood in. Oh my God. SSG are doing it. They just take down Envy. I'm pretty sure that is Envy in real trouble, trying to make a mad dash for it from up above. Murder comes through, and that is decimation. 3 members of Envious have died in vehicles. What the hell was that? Good God. Drives off the edge and commits suicide. The bullet does come through and he's dead as well. Everyone just panicking here. The vehicle's been real victim. Another one. Ibi out the back. Reno hits the deck. Ruskies, they bite the dust in 15th place. What is happening? What is happening? Madness. Look at these teams falling like flies at the moment. There is not much available for anyone. The Knights are in a battle. Liquid's in a battle. Kingwin's in the same spot. And look at this. Texas goes off for one. This is great play from him. That just battered Wildcard Gaming. Pride not left with much, and they might just fall down by the wayside. Here, look at Kickstar smoking up, trying to buy a little bit of time. Anything he can, but he's being swarmed. Knights want this. They want to get the kill, and they just about get it. The nade comes through. Kickstar is down and out. Where are the rest of the teammates? Texas, though, getting tagged up from another angle. He's got to find some cover. He does indeed, as the fire does come across. Gaxi gets involved as well with the SLR. That's at long range as well. Headshot gets the knock onto Locknab. Totality being held back here by SSG. This will be a big battle because whoever wins this can move forward. There's going to be a wipe. Some way, somehow, grenades will initially go through. They have a little bit of cover, but how close is it going to be? It's a big one! It takes the car, it takes the body as well. Can't ask for much more than that, but maybe a follow-up wouldn't be too bad at all. The nade goes flying, surely not. Oof, close enough, though. We are seeing these guys starting to struggle. The blue is moving in, and speaking of moving in, has our totality. Aggression is the name of the game here. Kingwin in trades, and Nova's winning that too. Kingwin looking not so hot this time. Purdy lines one up. That Nova, look at this. Here comes a tick. He's going to drop this one out as well. Purdy hoping for that to find its place, but a tricky one uphill, never easy to get it working. Goes a bit deep, but you can see the nade comes back in. Lost HD goes down. This could be the jump-off point. They could push on this, and they are. Tero, great play from him. Up and above. They need one more as well. They're going to keep pushing forward. Smithy's found one, but deep down in the depths of the shelter, he's running away. He's having none of that.
It's time to run, because I tell you what, that aggression there, Totality, they swept them apart. That initial grenade did the job, but now they fall victim to Tempo Storm. Straight down the barrel, SKS. It knocks Lost HD. In fact, it kills him. Mark my words. Purdy, with the 16, finds another player that they knocked in originally. So SSG just down to one man standing between two North American rosters. The Knights, they know exactly where Tempo Storm are. They're in the Harry Potter, and they're just going to lay down fire. 4K here, Texas, 3 kills already with this AUG. Smashing people to bits at range.
So much ammo with it as well. He's got so much freedom to make this noise, make these plays. Really good spot considering his team's backing him up on the south side. Next circle is about to hit in, and this is going to be the one. Gonna hurt. There it is, right around Prison, just to the south of Mansion. Nova are currently out. Dig do have room. We have Liquid out of there, Secret out of there, Kinguin out of it. There's so many teams that now need to work their way in, and WC hold the line, Knights hold the line, FaZe can hold the line. This is very tricky for these teams. There is not much to be played for. That south side towards where it literally says Prison is gonna be murderous.
I didn't realize James actually fallen during all that rotation. Liquid, they've lost one man. Vitality, Optic, Liquid, all these big bad boy names, bad boy players, they're all together around the Lumberyard. They've all got to come out. Rotation's going to be a killer on this one. The northern side, it's free, it's clear. You've got a couple of members up top from Team 6, one from Tempo, the Lone Ranger himself. Dignitas, though, chilling in the midst. They've come down from their initial loot spawn. They've just been really slow, really
taking
passive.
These shots. Oh, there we go. Finally starts to... That's the tag as well. Monkey up to some business. Trying to find a bit... Ooh, Optic pull up in time. So they're the first to get here from one of the southern teams. Wildcard do have a player on this hill as well, so they are not alone here. And you're going to have Vitality moving in. Liquid actually in the cars going on the eastern side. Nova unleashing towards Ibiza right now. He's in a bit of trouble, but he's going to find enough of an angle to get past Scoom the same as well. They're okay, but FaZe might be able to eye them up, and what a battle that would be. FaZe against Liquid. Always brilliant to watch.
They're going to play the edge of this circle. There's nobody who's going to be able to get them from behind because they'll have the blue on the back. But they do have a massive Def Alert in front of them. Optic have turned up to the party. They're on the rock side. They've also bagged themselves a crate as well. I did. Ayo. You see, Ayo. That's a vehicle landing inside Prison. Wookie Bookie onto Tempo Storm. Long distance. Comes in, grabs the kill, 12 points. Secret onto Vard. Was that Kinguin dead and gone? There's 13 teams potentially, if not, they're at least going to be struggling. Totality still standing strong, finding that final member that they kind of lost earlier on. Wow, okay.
Big name left out here. Tempo Storm could be pinched on. I'm not sure how much they know or these positions they're aware of. These players are very close by, and another falls.
Back to back. Just to touch on Optic Gaming again, they do have that Groza. They do have that Ghillie suit. Ponage going for the long distance AKM, trying to get the spray. Purdy locked back here. 5 kills in the bag for him, but unfortunately bites the bullet. That's the bitter end of the AUG, straight to the face.
Look, Texas, he's in home. He's playing to the home crowd. He's having a great time, and he's putting on a show with it. The FaZe players are coming alive, and actually they've caught Optic, but Hawaka gets caught in the heels, I can imagine. That's not going to be close by. They're a little bit further down the hill slightly, but Optic are very open to being pushed here. Vitality aren't far away either. So you're going to see a lot of players crunching towards the south side. Knights off towards the west. You got Liquid on the east, Nova there as well. GMT's found the... Actually knocked Bahawaka again. This is really, really going to be an issue.
He's killed him. He's dead and gone. Vitality stepping up. They've lost Shiv. Shiv's a nasty, nasty fragger. It's a big loss here for Vitality. They have to take Optic on.
Look at this angle. Hypoc got a bit of a deflate to work with, bit of a dip, but does he expect him so close? He's going around the front of the rocks here. This could be nice. Hypoc.
You can hear all the bullets in the background. Like, everyone's still eyes on one another.
Hetra could be calling this information too. Hetra's on the other side. You can see him there. He might have heard these steps. So this could be calls being made, and it looks like contact has also started to build here.
He's creeping. He's got the Groza as well.
But look at this. The nades come through. That's the first knock and the kill to follow up. Optic need to respond right about now. Vitality finally come alive. These guys have been quiet, silent. And I'm pretty sure there's only one man left for Optic. They are looking worse for wear. They've been bullied and beaten, and Hetra has just watched his teammate be slaughtered. And now you're going to get Papaya and the Secret team coming from the southern side. More pressure begins to build. I don't think they know exactly who's working their way either, but Vitality know where they are. The nades come out, and look at this. Papaya strikes, bit of a trade comes back in.
They'll line him up. Fiend does get knocked down, steps up for a second with the Scar. That's the 6th time. It's long distance, but at least tanks him. Papaya, he's all kinds of damage, but all of a sudden, Papaya himself, and he burns him. Wow, okay, that's the way to finish him off. Burn him alive and knock him on his ass, fair play. Shadow, what are you doing? Be careful, my friend, don't slip off that rock side. He's gonna be leaning, literally, he's teetering, tethering on the edge. Papaya will finish Monkey. Araxe trying to get round the back of the corner. Secret, they're playing spoiler here.
Oh my God.
Evil Knievel. And they're all still alive.
Well, for now, there could be some real trouble on the other side. We have the wildcard gaming side, or at least what's remaining of them here. And no, not like this.
That's a feels bad, man, because Mexi's just finished him after it.
No.
He falls off the bike. Mexi spots him. Bang, you're gone. Look at the Knights on the left-hand side, though. They're all... Oh, no, no! That's not good.
Vitality, what is going on? That is how you get eliminated in the final game of the day. That's one you want to forget. Circle's going to start moving soon enough. We're down to 11 teams, 30 alive. FaZe are still racking up the bodies, but they've actually got one of their own players down. Fuzzface got picked up on Tempo Storm in the open here, trying to find the player who's just peeking up every now and then. A pixel perfect shot needs to come through, which he might be able to land here. Maluki looking for that, but decides maybe that's not the right option. Dignitas holding on for now, but for how long? As is going to be Liquid pushing forward. Samty goes down, but it's the good trade from Scoom. And FaZe third party in. Dignitas in real dire straits.
This isn't good whatsoever. FaZe are going to overextend. They understand that there is a fight that they can get involved in. Keep another team down. Pornage, oh, he's literally no utility whatsoever. His helmet's gone. He's trying to fight against the blue. This one will begin to tank, and he gets melted outside. Hits the deck. Kramer comes in, seals the deal on that one. Smitty, he's going to fall. So is Caps. So is Pornage. They're all falling victim to Tempo Storm here. They've been sat. They've been waiting just for this engagement to kick off. Unfortunately, Dignitas, they had the better end of the circle, but they've just fallen victim to two teams, and all of a sudden it's FaZe on to Liquid.
This is a problem. Ibby is down. It's just Scoom pretty much holding the line here. He has got so much to handle. He cannot do it. Gemty barely sees the player, sprays in, and that is Liquid done.
My God. Shoots him through the smoke and nailing the coffin for Team Liquid. It was a great start to the day, but not the best of endings. Steve is just gonna run into his little cave and hide. Pray no one sees him. Gemty, FaZe, they just never stop.
Tempo Storm are in trouble. Very much in the open here. You've got Knights eyeing them up as well. Zamp has been knocked. I don't know how much they can get away with now. FaZe eyeing them up here. Kills coming
got
through.
One way to go for Optic.
Yep.
Literally last man standing.
He's got to play it so slow. He's going to play that late as he can. Texas racked up the bodies already. 4 kills for him this game. He's been putting up big numbers.
He got 3 of them back-to-back as well with that early engagement just on the rock side. That AUG, again, the Hawk's still a valuable weapon, regardless of, okay, it did get adjusted slightly, all the green guns did, but it's still the fire rate of it. You can tap fire, it's going to hurt. He's got a grip on there, he's got a 4 times, he's got range, you can use it up close and personal. Secret, they're just trying to annoy people and be a bit of a nuisance. Hexati again, Tempo Storm, they're getting picked off one by one slowly, cross map. The Knights, they step up as well. As soon as we hear that, the SLR, bang, and Benk is gone. Buries him, plants a 7.62 in his skull. Maluk, I think, last man standing, 7 kills here for FaZe. That's all they needed. You get a win under the belt of these boys.
Papaya?
Interesting.
And Secret starting the run. FaZe aggressive though. We've seen them flex towards the north side to take down Liquid. They see the run coming from their south. They turn around and they start eyeing up to Gemty there. Might not have seen these players encroaching towards him. That's a problem. He 190s around. He knows that he's now going to have to find a bit of cover. There's the tag coming in. Gemty switches up. He's got a scope. He's got the 4. He's got the mini. But the Knights are finding the kills in the background, but FaZe need to hold on here. Secret are being a bit of pressure here. MPX be laying down some shots. Smitty going on the wider flank as well. Tempo Stormer down. This opens up the field here. A lot of the big teams that were within that top 3, top 5 have already been pushed aside. This could be a new winner unless the likes of FaZe really lock this one out.
The Knights use the SLR again, and they take out Maluka. Last player standing. They've no idea where this player is, though. That's a knock. But I tell you what, it's answered back instantly. FaZe Clan, they're all over this one. Smitty, he's in the mist on the rock side. NPX, he's just going to chill here for now.
Smitty has to go. He has to be quick. He wants his teammates to do it. Oh, Jemty is so aware. He knows exactly where the pressure points would be, and he watches it well. Jemty locks that down. Perfection from him. There is still players alive for Secret, but they are in trouble, and they know it. The third party came in and caught them in the heels, in the back. The revive has come through, but now they are stuck. An underhand nade that rolls next to them. That's not where I want to be.
Fuzzface is jumping around, trying to get the information on exactly where they are, but he is getting tagged up at distance. Circle shift.
Knights have the circle.
Away from them.
Oh my God. And okay, let's talk about this and why this circle is important. You cannot get past Texas and Kramer, right? So essentially, the entirety of the south side, assuming they don't get picked up by some long-range fight, is locked off. The only way they can get to the circle now is through the prison itself and the open field run.
Look at this.
Oh, Hedra. You're not subtle, but I like it. He's snuck his way forward here.
I mean, he's still got the Groza on. Like, up close and personal, it will literally shred these kids apart. There's no getting away from that gun. 7.62 with a fire rate. FaZe have decided not to take the prison. They're going to flank this one wide. They do have this Deflate they can play off the back of. They have the tree line.
Not in yet. They have to cross. That's the issue. And if Knights split correctly, they can watch this. They have to be aware that's the only place they can really get pressured from. You're not getting much from Kramer. They don't know that yet, but you can just put one man to it. There you go. There's the spot. Here's the call. They know what's coming their way now. They should aggress slightly further forward and hold the line. FaZe now are in trouble. Unless they hit some bangers, Knights should have this.
I think FaZe have just taken the second best place in the game, to be honest with you. I think they've got no, apart from these lone stragglers, as long as they can pick them up one by one.
Secret turnaround.
That's what I mean. If they clean these guys out and make sure they don't get done from behind, then they're in a good... Who brings Petrol up to this kind of level? Anyway.
Knights are pushing this though. Look at Texas, look at Voxic. They're actually looking for these guys. They're holding the line. They're not overextending, but you've got the remaining member of FaZe working his way forward. He's playing the late role. He's just trying to hold the back, ensure that there's no going to be late flank, which it actually is. NPX now lays down the fire. That UMP is so accurate. Brilliant work. And actually, Fuzzface found Jemty. This is a disaster. FaZe are being ripped apart. Nice played it well. They played it perfectly. It's not a good position at all. And Secret go down now. Knights absolutely rounding this one off. You still have FaZe with one member standing at the moment. If he goes down, though, that's completely done.
It's the domino effect. MPX struck at the wrong time, and FaZe, they just looked away. That split second of looking away has potentially cost them 3 players. Mexi, last man standing. They've got 8 kills in the bag, and they've made it to a top 7 scenario. But this doesn't look good. Mexi is a god in himself. Stevie finally, he comes out of his hole. But he's dead. Now they've found MPX as well, and Mexi's just clutched 2 positions by staying alive, hiding behind a tree.
Drayden's pushing up though. Knights have the circle again. Godrez are down, but look at Muxy. Can he? Oh, that's the pickup. Drayden goes down. He gives away his position, but he knows that was the flank. And now he's got to pray that a third party kicks in. Surely someone else is going to be here. Wildcard is still up. Optic have a player. Nova is still alive in this. But now Voxic has to pick up the mantle. He knows they need to keep this line. They need to deny positioning. This aggression on the circle is great, but it's dangerous. Voxic eyeing up any pixel out of place. And nade would be quite nice here. And uh-oh, does he get it right?
I think he's gone for the wrong tree.
It might trickle close enough. Close, but not close enough.
Mexi's done pretty well here. I'm not good at math, but...
Oh, they could split this. Oh, that's nasty as hell. Voxic's there. Muxy goes down. 4 teams remain, 7 alive. Knights, domination in the final circles. Position was good, but they've not rested on their laurels at all. And look at the sneaky snake.
Laid down in the grass with the ghillie, but you've got to move now, my friend. Keep crawling. Oh, hey.
A round of applause, please. And Kramer.
They didn't. Oh, I like it.
All right, crowd, you're my MVPs.
I'm impressed they're still here at this time.
All right, Nova's been found. Wildcard game. Are Optic actually going to... Oh, my God. Optic have a player still in this. This is obscene. How's he done this far? Rich is dead in the water. Look at it. He's made it into the top two.
Don't believe it.
Hetra.
Don't believe it.
You are the ultimate snake right now. And he's a dangerous one too. He's got some venom to that. Oh my God. Oh, he's got one. He gets tagged up. He just gets picked up, and Knights shut it down in the end. The crowd gave it all they could, but it was shut down eventually. Knights played the circle well. Optic held on when they had almost no right to do so. But what a final performance from the Knights.
Banging effort from the green wall to manage to clutch it up into second place, but it is the Pittsburgh Knights. They get their first win of this event, and they do it with style. Plenty of kills to boot as well. Dominance. Pure aggression, just controlling the extremities of the prison, going back and forth, battering teams when it mattered most.
Yep.
Picking and choosing the poison, so to speak. You know, they knew when they needed to push a fight, they knew when they needed to back off. They did it so damn well.
Richard, it's a late night, and before we head to the desk, which is in just 1 second, shout out to the audience who've been incredible today. You've been the best PUBG crowd that I've worked with so far. Good stuff, boys. See you tomorrow, hopefully, but before we close out the stream, let's head to the desk to hear their thoughts on this matchup.
Guys, thank you so much for all your amazing casting, especially as it's so late tonight. But I have to say, shout out to Pittsburgh Knights, because that's their first chicken dinner of the entire showdown. So they actually qualified without a chicken dinner, and they finally managed to bring one home. Optic, though, actually, maybe because of that prediction?
Let's go, Optic. I mean, that was awesome, dude. People get behind them like that. I mean, beautiful rotations, and I'll go over that in a little while, just how hard they worked to get to that point. Hetra playing low and slow and understanding the flow of that game and letting everyone else work. But Knights, start to finish, man, they earned their titles. I think that if they play like that the rest of the tournament, everyone's got to get worried.
I think so too. I mean, we talked about them. They've qualified here without a win. That just shows how consistent they are. But here they're able to take a win. If they come up tomorrow with showing consistency, but also some more wins, of course, we're going to see them in that top fragging position.
One of my favorite moments was when we thought that Optic were going to get taken out by by Vitality, and then Secret come over the hill, and they don't like the French apparently, because they just go straight for them. Meanwhile, Optic, Hetra is just crawling away. He's just like, you guys just gonna, okay, I'm gonna go. And also, of course, people just jumping off the cliff like lemmings because they don't want to take on FaZe.
Now, I want to be clear, I don't think Secret hates the French in general. I think it's just because Secret and Vitality are often so close together in their spawning and their rotations, and Secret does like to set traps for Vitality a lot. So there's a little bit of maybe rivalry, maybe a little bit of bad blood in there, but not to the whole group in general. But no, it was great. A lot of cool rotations by Optic. I mean, if you want to take a second to look at the map, we can kind of break down some neat stuff that happened. So the way that the final circle broke down, obviously, out over there. So we'll throw a marker into the rough area. But we talk about the circle. That was what we call a FaZe circle sometimes, right? The idea that FaZe likes being sort of in this location here. They like to see that circle close up. Knights on the opposite side near the Harry Potter Tower where they like to be. So both of those teams very happy with the circles. Optic went all the way over here to the Alamo early on in that. And I think it was a good choice. It's a really strong position. A lot of teams love it. But here's what I loved about what they did. For a North American team, it was good thinking. The circle closed, favored FaZe and the Knights. They left the Alamo and rotated all the way around the outside and put themselves in a fighting position down here. And then from there, it was just a nice northern push to Pride Rock. And where everyone else died falling to their deaths, we saw the deaths of Vitality. We saw Papaya try to take a car over the edge. Hetra somehow, Billy Goated hit Gruft his way down and made it last to the very end.
Well, some excellent stuff there. And I think we are ready to see the top 3 plays. So let's see what's made the cut.
I hope Nova's motorcycle moved.
Broom, broom.
Right? Number 3. So this is a drive-by by Lil Prodigy. It loses all 4 tires and his life. That's what happens when you drive between an entire team. And that was a follow-up shot. We're not really sure what happened to Rusty there, but Demolition Derby is definitely the name of the game for that first highlight reel. Number 2, jumping over to a nice rotation. This is where Jempty comes down to eliminate Liquid, and once Liquid got eliminated, they sort of felt like maybe this could be their game. Pushes in, fires right through the smoke, gets Scoom knocked out, and makes Liquid a non-factor. Finally, number 1 is Zanpa. The guys fought valiantly in the end. Here, he got a great spray on Check Shooter as he drove on by and then gets another delivery right after that for some more spray down potential.
Now, after all that epic action, I can't wait to see the latest standings. So let's take a look at how the scores are on the doors. I'll say it again at the end of day 1.
Nice.
Envious at the top there, of course, with their 2 chicken dinners. Rusky still at the bottom. Vitality pretty much sitting there with them most of the day. And FaZe in 4th. Can they get it up tomorrow?
I mean, I just want a quick shout out here to the boys from North America, Envious and Optic, in the 1st and 2nd position here. That's not what you usually see in these international events. You should usually see some more European teams, but fantastic play by these guys here. Really shows the consistency.
North American land, North American leaders. I like to see that. And I do want to give a shout out to Optic. They came through the BYOC. They have been fighting all day long. It is past 12 here, and you saw even that last match, they fought to the bitter end. So I'm excited about tomorrow, after they've got some sleep, coming back and showing us how they play when they're on their game.
Are you seeing some tasty chicken dinners in their future?
I'm actually seeing some tasty chicken dinner in my future. I'm starving. We've been here all evening, and I got to feed the need.
We have indeed. Well, we will feed your need in just a moment, because I have to say thank you so much to you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. Texas time. So please do join us. Thank you, Toffees and Avenger. Thank you to Demon, Matrim, Sims, and Pansy. Yes, Sims, I do know your name. I was just teasing you, sweetie. We will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.